Hi everybody, I'm Martha with SILCA. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Impero and Pocket Impero pumps, as well as some basic maintenance you may need to perform. So the Impero Ultimate and the Pocket Impero pump both have the same internal construction. However, the Impero Ultimate is a frame pump, and it's meant to be stored under the top tube or the seat tube of your bike, while the Pocket Impero is meant to be kept in your pocket or in your seat roll. So the basic parts of both of these pumps are the pump handle, of course, which you'll use to pump. This is the piston rod. This is the pump barrel. Then you have the chuck, or the head of the pump. And then right here is the gasket cover, and underneath that will be your gasket. Now, at about 3 to 5 years, you may need to replace your gasket. To do this, you'll need an 8mm Allen key and a replacement 323 gasket. So how you remove the gasket cover is you just take your 8mm Allen key, you're going to place it right there in the center of the gasket cover and just loosen the gasket cover, just like that. So then you'll remove the old gasket. You may need a tool for this. I have a small flathead here I'll use to push the old gasket out. And then you'll install the new gasket so that the larger opening is facing out where you would put it on the valve stem. And then you can just put it back on the chuck, just like how you took it off. Just thread it back into place. Now, make sure you don't over tighten this. So make it finger tight and then just do maybe a half turn to just make sure it's secure but not over tight. So if you find that your pump is losing compression, that usually points to an issue with the leather gasket. Now, this can happen if your pump is left to sit for a long time and hasn't been used, or you're living in a place that has dry air. So to access the leather gasket, you're going to need to remove the C-clip, the retaining ring that sits right here in a groove on the pump barrel. So to do this, you're going to take a small flathead or just something that has a small flat end to it, and you're going to push the retaining ring towards the center of the pump, sort of like you would a key ring. Once you get it pushed towards the center of the pump, you'll be able to work it out of that groove. Okay, now once the retaining ring is removed, you'll be able to just take the handle right out of the pump, just like that. So now you'll see the inside of the pump. Now this, at the end, this is your leather gasket. This pump is new, so you'll see that the leather gasket is well lubricated. And there are no tears or any degradation. Now, when you're opening up your pump, if you're having compression issues, you're going to want to inspect your leather gasket, make sure there are no creases on the side, make sure the leather gasket looks to be intact. If it does, it's likely that your gasket is just a bit dry. So to lubricate it, just grab your NFS lubricant or a bit of Vaseline, and you're going to drip it all over the outside of the leather gasket. Then what you're going to do is put it on your workbench and roll it out sort of like you would a rolling pin. Now this returns flexibility to the outside walls of the leather gasket, and it helps work the conditioner in. So once you've done this 15 to 20 times, you can reassemble your pump and check the compression. Now when you're assembling your pump, make sure that you guide the leather gasket back into the pump barrel. This just makes sure you don't damage it or crease it in any way. Then you're going to re-secure the retaining ring into the groove. You may want to use your tool that you use to remove it just to help press it back into place. Both the Pocket Impero and the Impero Ultimate pumps are press to only. When it's time to air up your tire, make sure that the valve stem is at the 12 o'clock position. Then put the chuck onto the valve stem about 12 to 15 millimeters. This may be a bit further than you're used to with some of your other chucks. Perfect. Alright, so then when you've pumped up your tire to the desired pressure, all you're going to do to remove it is use both thumbs to press down. This will ensure that your valve stem is safe, and so are your hands.